Welcome back to the channel, people. So today we're going to be talking about the redacted name in the Jeffrey Epstein documents that were released. So this name is very, very important to the whole situation, and I'm going to give you my opinion on this here. So you have to understand the context of this. Why was there a name redacted? Well, a name was redacted because it could one of two things, or maybe a couple of things that maybe, I'm not fully educated in this matter. And just a disclaimer, guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take what I say as factual information. If you want factual information, go to the likes of CNN and BBC. These people do not lie to you. And make sure you're fully vaccinated and boosted. Make sure you're worried about climate change, and make sure you're playing your part. With the climate change that's going on. Stop eating meat and make sure that you eat bugs. Support woke culture, and if you can, become a Marxist and rip down as many statues as you want that are racist bigots that didn't do anything for society. So now we've got that disclaimer out of the way, and I have to say this, just another bit of the disclaimer. Everything I say here exists in GTA 6 and Minecraft. Do not take what I say serious. As I say, you want factual information, go to BBC or CNN. These people do not lie to you. Everything I'm about to say, you should take with a pinch of salt, and it's not real. Okay? So we've got that out of the road. So back to the redacted name. So the redacted name could be one of two things, and possibly other things. I think the two standout things is, number one, it was an agent. So they have to protect the agent's name because he infiltrated this ring of people that were doing terrible things to children. And they have to protect the agent's name. I don't think it's that, because we know that Jeffrey Epstein had the police and the authorities high up in his back pocket. He used to mingle with these people. Or the more likely thing is it's national security. So the person whose name is redacted will directly, if released into the public domain, cause a national security threat to the United States of America or whatever country. Because another country could have come in and said, listen, can you redact this name, because this is going to cause great distress and civil unrest in our country. You would ask me, well, Ronan, how would that be possible? Well, treaties, deals, economic systems, all that. For instance, hypothetically, let's extract the name from the metaverse here and bring it into the redacted name. So Bill Clinton's name has been referenced over 50 times in the Epstein documents. We know that he flew with Jeffrey Epstein 20 plus times. But just say in these certain documents, it was actually Bill Clinton's name. Well, he's a former sitting president. So if it was him, and if you look at the document says that it was Virginia who was instructed to do a sexual act upon this redacted name. So, for instance, if it was Bill Clinton or Prince Andrew or whoever, that could have severe national security implications. So for that reason, the name has to be redacted, and they can do that under that certain law. The judge will take that into consideration and go, well, you know what? As much as we can't hold these documents back, we don't want to be causing any wars. So you need to know that. And another thing you need to know, and here, I want you to do your own homework on this. This is a little bit of homework for you. The name is 16 characters long minus the comma, which means it's 15 characters long. So if you want to put together a collection of names who you think it is, go and check out names that went to the island. It could be people that we already know of that's went to the island that was an associate of Jeffrey Epstein, or somebody else politically that hasn't been already named in the document. So if you want to go and do your homework and write in the comment section who you think it is in spaces, so the name doesn't actually come up in the comment section. So like, do one letter, full stop, next letter, full stop, next letter, full stop, and that will be fine, because then you're not actually writing the name. So you can do that for me if you want a little bit of homework to do. I'm really stupid when it comes to that stuff. I'm dyslexic. You are smarter than me, so you can do the homework if you'd want to. So that's the redacted. That's why it was redacted, because in my opinion, it's a direct threat to national security. Crazy stuff. So today we're going to get into, we're going to go through Twitter. There's a couple of trending points on Twitter. I want to talk about Israel-Palestine. I want to talk. Obviously, Jeffrey Epstein is still trending. We're going to talk a lot about that. And I think Joey Barton is trending on Twitter because I want to speak. I want to give you my opinion on the female pundits commentating on the men's football. You know, what I will say is Joey Barton likes to hear himself speak. You know, we've seen the James English interview. James could barely even ask a question without Joey Barton coming in and I know it was his interview, but Jesus Christ, man, let other people speak. He really likes to hear himself speak. But do I agree with him in this? Do I disagree with him in this? Well, stay tuned for that. And remember, guys, if you're watching this on any other platform other than YouTube, head over to my YouTube channel at Holden Official 1, all lowercase, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share. I'm being heavily censored at the minute, guys. Properly heavily censored at the minute. So if you want to share this, copy link the clipboard, send to somebody, make a little social media post. It'd be really helping me out if you want to do that. And leave a comment and tell me what you think. If you're watching this on TikTok and you want to watch the full length video on this, head over to at Holden Official 1. Just use the little handle on the screen, all lowercase, and you can watch the full thing. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're on Rumble, make sure you give this a rumble. If you're on Instagram, make sure you give this a heart, share, and all the rest. If you're on X, if you're watching this on X, then yeah, make sure that you share, give it a heart, retweet this, and all those things. So let's get into this now. I think I've spoke a little bit. Well, do you know what? I'll actually share the screen. We'll talk more about the redaction, about the court, the name redaction, because I think it's actually very important that we speak on this here. I'm going to do multiple different videos on the people that have been named in this here. You know, people are going to get bored of this. I'm not in this for the views. I'm not in this for the money. I'm not monetized. None of those things. I'm in this here for my own sanity. You know, I very much have a trait that runs through me. Once I look into something, I have to get to the bottom of it. It was the same with the whole Decca Higgy situation. And it's just a personal thing for myself. It's the same with real life situations. It's the same with these situations, the COVID-19 situation. I had to go fully in depth to find out the truth. And the truth I always do find out. For my own personal reasons, it's just good now that I've got a bit of a platform that I can speak on. I do have 2 strikes on my channel and 2 community guideline strikes and a copyright strike, so that they are literally trying to take this channel away from me. But look, it is what it is. I'm not in control of that. They're in control of that, and I can only do what I do. You know, if it all goes, I'm in control of nothing. You know, I don't think we're in control of anything, to be honest with you. So let's share. I'm going to share this here, and then we'll get on the Twitter. Share screen. Oh, by the way, I was on the whiskey last night, so I'm a bit tender today. So if I'm slurring my speech or if I'm not up to my game, that's why. Old Ronan here was drunk. Let me just, there we go. It's shared. Let me get over. So redacted name in Jeffrey Epstein documents raises questions. Well, of course it does. There's old Trumpy boy there, and I just have to say on a side note, I will be making a video on Julian Assange, because apparently under the Trump administration, there was talks in the CIA of assassinating Julian Assange. That was an article released by The Guardian of all people. So think about that. The unsealing of court documents naming alleged associates of the late disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein has prompted questions as to why one of the names, Virginia, I can never pronounce her second name. I apologize. I'm just going to call this person Virginia, claimed she had been directed to have sex with remains redacted because it could possibly mean national security. Documents detailing depositions that refer to people connected with the sex offender were released on Wednesday by U.S. District Court in New York and mentioned the names of more than 70 people, including former President Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, as well as Prince Andrew. Well, when it came to Donald Trump, he was totally 100% innocent in this, and this isn't me being a Trumpster. That's not what I'm about. I'll call out anybody. I've been getting a lot of hate on TikTok because I called out Donald Trump for even being on the list. But Donald Trump, the questions and answers in regards to that were released, And Donald Trump has been 100% cleared. He never done anything. If you look through the documents, you can see when they were speaking about this, he's totally clean. Can we say the same for Bill and Prince Andrew? Who knows? It came after Judge Loretta Preska found that there was no legal justification for continuing to withhold the names from the public in December. And rightly so, there wasn't. Several people were mentioned by Virginia who accused Prince Andrew of sexual assault and settled out of court with the royal. In a 2016 deposition against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's long-term lover was found guilty in 2021 of sexual trafficking of minors. Now, think about it this way, right? It's really strange how she hasn't been taken out. There's a lot of links in with her being the top G in that. Like, social media users quickly noted that one name Virginia claimed at the time she was directed by Maxwell to sleep with in a disclosure has been withheld. Yeah, because it's national security. This is big shit, guys. This is really big shit. A single name is redacted in the list of individuals who Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly directed underage girls to have sex with. Colin Rugg, a conservative political commentator, wrote, "Who is this person?" He added, "Release the name." Meanwhile, X, formerly known as Twitter account And Wokeness, questioned whom the redaction referred to in a post that has been viewed more than 423,000 times, while other users speculated that the name was going to be a massive one. Yeah, well, of course it's going to be a massive one for multiple different reasons. It could be a name that you might not have heard of. It could be an agent that could, if the agent's name came forward, it could throw multiple different intelligence agencies into turmoil, or it could be somebody very high up in power that would cause great distress and civil unrest, and cause destruction and implicate situations that would be deemed a national security risk. Newsweek reached out to a spokesperson for the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York via email for comment. The highly anticipated documents did not insinuate any wrongdoing on the part of those named, whose lawyers were able to view the files before they were unsealed and lodge any objections aside from Epstein and Maxwell. Now, that's very, very interesting. So the name was redacted at this moment, I believe. So I'm going to highlight this, right? So this here part, right? So the people who were going to be named in this, their lawyers looked through it prior to that being released, and I do believe this is where the name was redacted. So it means that it's somebody alive. It's somebody alive today. It's somebody alive today, and it's more of an indication that it's somebody of a high power. It's not an agent. It's somebody at high power, like politically around the world. I'm thinking more of the USA. Could be Bill. Could be one of those people. People say, well, Bill's already been named 50 times. Yes, but in these certain documents, it's a direct implication into a sex act with a minor. So that would mean whoever's name comes forward, if it's hypothetically speaking, if it was Bill Clinton, then that was a former president, and that would cause turmoil around the world. So the withheld name could have been redacted as the person mentioned is still subject to legal proceedings, or the lawyer successfully objected to them being named in the disclosure on legitimate grounds. Yeah, national security. Other names and details, including 18 pages of one of the transcripts included in the disclosure, have been redacted, seemingly to protect the victims who give evidence. Yeah, because the victims' names are on this too. I think that's going to be leaked. This is my opinion this year. I think they're going to leak that because they're not going to like what's happened. In 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to procuring a child for prostitution in 2005 and served 13 months in prison. He was accused of sexually abusing as many as 36 underage girls. This guy was a creep. So enough of that. That's my opinion on it. That's what you need to know about that. That is the update on the redacted name. Make your own opinion about that. I want you to do your homework and go and find out who is that redacted name. As I say, write it in the comments. 15 characters long, 16 characters long, minus the comma, which makes it 15 characters. use do your homework on that because I am a stupid motherfucker. Right now, we will get rid of that. And we will now share Twitter. So let me share this to the screen. Let's have a bit of fun now. This is where the fun begins. So we're on Twitter here. This is my Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. If you're watching on any other platform, that's at HoldenOfficial2. That's my handle. Or you can go into the description. You can find the handles in the description too. I can only post YouTube links in the description because YouTube have taken my ability away to post links in the description that aren't YouTube. Make that for what you will. What's this person saying? Upgrade the premium. Upgrade the premium plus. No, I'm okay. I think I'm fine. So, Belfast is trending. We'll have a wee look through the homepage though. Got my boy Isaac's Army, Comet Pizza. Make that for what you will. Joey Barton. 8 hours ago. It's Sunday today. I was going to have a day of rest. Some people seem to forget I've been in this industry, football, for over 20 years. The players all talk. They like women in that regard. They tell each other everything. They brag about their conquests with a little eggplant emoji. I know all. See what he has to say. Obviously, this is paragraphs long because it's Joey Barton. I know all those virtue signaling. We've worked really hard for years to get to this position. Females are upset. Your knickers are in a twist. Unfortunately, I know where all your skeletons are buried. That's your fault. You compromised yourself messing with the talent. I don't want to have to exhume some bodies. I also don't blame you for using your sexuality to get an advantage. It's a big tool, and everyone should use all their tools wisely in the game of life. I agree with that. We all know whose marriages you have violated, what info you got from the pillow talk, and to get ahead of who is in a desperate situation behind the scenes because of the Me Too movement and the fear it's put to certain organizations. So as well, dirty pervs. It could be quite balanced, Joey, even though he likes to hear himself speak. We all know some of you have multiple players on the same team on your body counts. I don't judge you solely on that, but come on now, don't expect me to take you seriously, please. Don't take me for a fool. Lawyer up, sue me, get me cancelled, pressure my employers, my sponsors. Do what and as you please. I've got plenty to fight you back with. I've deeper pockets than most. Well, you probably have even deeper pockets if you didn't bet all the time, mate. This guy's bet like million. Well, I think it was like 400,000 in his lifetime. It's crazy shit, like just like on Paddy Power and shit, like, which I think is bad. They like banned him. I watched the James English interview and they banned him for having a couple of bets, like. Just remember, people who throw stones shouldn't live in glass houses. I hope you're whiter than white if you come for me. That includes some of the black community currently libeling themselves on my timeline. Don't worry, I see you. I have the screenshots. Carry on your nonsense. I'll delightfully part you from your money. Wow, this is a big statement here from Joey here. I don't want a war. I never have. This also doesn't mean I will walk away if you start one. I never take a backward step in my life. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. May your God shine favorably on you. And then he goes, hashtag. I think that meant Namit or something. So, look, let's talk about Joey Barton here, right? So, Joey Barton's been very, very outspoken, right? Really, really outspoken. So Joey Barton's been really, really outspoken on a lot of things, right? I've seen what he was trying to do. on the James English thing. Like he was really, let me just fix this camera. He was really, really going for it with this, with a lot of stuff. And one thing, like recently, he's came out in sort of protest about the female pundits, and it's undeniable. Look, I'm seeing little clippets of what these female pundits are coming out with, and I can't, I need context, so I'm not going to get it. Listen, I don't care, to be honest with you. I actually stopped watching football once they tried to bring in the European Super League, because I supported Manchester United. I supported all these clubs. I love the Premier League, but whenever I seen they try to make this into some NFL thing where you couldn't get relegated, I was like, nah, man, I'm out. I'm out. I can't. The game's gone for me now. And where I liked VAR coming in, to me, it's sort of ruined the game, because now what you have is you have clear goals, right? Like, you're talking about a millimeter off. He's offside a millimeter. And, the game's just been ruined. Not to mention diving has went up like 1,000%. Do you know what I mean? And even when VAR looks at this, there's still a bit of a push. The guy goes down and it's a penalty. It's ruined the game, man. It's completely ruined the game. I liked VAR whenever it came in, but I don't like, the way it's being overly used. So when it comes to the whole female pundits thing, right, there's obviously a point with that. How can a person commentate on certain situations on high-level men's football whenever they've never played at that level themselves? We have situations where you have the women's England team playing like under 16s in Australia and getting beat by multiple goals. I'm not trying to say that they don't have the right to speak about it, but when it comes, what is the reason that they're in the job for? They're not in that job because they're the best at it. They're in that job because whatever company, Sky, BBC, whatever news company, are trying to meet their diversity quotas. So they're not picking the right people for the job. They're picking the people because of their gender or their race. And to me personally, that is coherently racist and anti-feminist, because if you're a feminist looking at that, you think to yourself, okay, well, it's good we've got females speaking about this, but they're not there for the right reasons. They're not there because they grinded through, their career, and now they've played at the highest level of the game. Why aren't they commenting on female sports? Because it doesn't really get a lot of views. Why are these women looking the jobs? And I'm not getting at the women, because it's not their fault. It's really not their fault. If I was offered the job, I would take it. But think about that. Why are they doing that? Why are they there? It's because the companies are pushing for that because of the diversity quotas. And it's ruining the games. It's ruining listening to it. I want to see Roy Keane shred everybody, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see Roy Keane look at Gary Neville and shred him, because Gary Neville came out with something stupid, or Jamie Carragher or whoever. This is what we want. And I would, if you think about it this way, right? There's a lot of these feminists that come out with statements like, well, we need to get paid more equal. Well, you need to know how much your sport generates first. You can't just get paid equal, and your sport generates 50% less than what the men's sport, the same sport in the man's game, in the man's division, generates. Think about that. It's counterproductive. It's not good business, right? But why doesn't that sport generate that amount of money? Because women aren't watching it. If women really want to be a true feminist and support women and have the game booming for women, you need to be going every Saturday and Sunday. You need to be buying the subscriptions. You need to be watching the World Cups. You need to be watching their leagues. Women aren't. It's the same as basketball. This has all been debunked in America. The real way to be a real feminist, a real proper feminist, is to buy the subscriptions and go to the games, but you aren't doing that. But you still want the equal pay. It doesn't make sense. It's not good business. So I agree with Joey Barton. I agree with him. And they are coming after him now, but at the same time, Joey likes to hear himself speak. For fuck's sake, Joey, wrap things up a bit quicker. I mean, I'm guilty of that myself, but wrap things up a little bit quicker than that. Get to the point. But he's right. He's 100% right, and he can speak about this on X, Twitter now. And ITV went after him. They've tried to call him a bully, and it's an attack. He's telling the truth. ITV, if you're listening to this, he's saying what we are all thinking. You're fucking ruining the place, and you're ruining it for women too, because you're not picking these women on their talents. You're picking them because you're trying to meet a diversity quota, and that's wrong. So fuck ITV. There you go. Fuck ITV. Fuck Sky. It's a good thing that I don't watch. I very rarely watch football. Cancelled all my subscriptions because of the whole European Super League. That's a personal thing to myself. But fuck ITV. Fuck Sky Sports. Fuck all these woke ass people, because they're ruining everything for us. But at the same time, I do feel it will get better. So let's head back over to X now. So you've got insurrection trending. You've got insurrection trending, folks. So, I want to have an opinion about this. So if you believe there was an insurrection, then answer me this one question. Why was the video suppressed by the January 6th committee investigating? So let's play this here.
People in law and order, we don't want any, that was, I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel, but go home and go home in peace.
So let me talk about the insurrection, right? So I don't even know what an insurrection is, but I've researched a little bit, right? So January 6th, Donald Trump, right? So there was the Capitol Hill thing where they stormed the building. I have seen footage of that shaman, that whatever they call him, like a QAnon shaman, right? I have seen footage of him being escorted into the building by the police and allowed to do what he done. So that would indicate to me that that was some psyop. That was some thing that was set up to make, there was agents in there to provoke a situation to make Donald Trump look bad. And as you can see, right, another thing that was said, that he was took off all social media. Donald Trump was took off all social media because for inciting violence. But as you can see there, he was trying to de-escalate the situation. So Twitter at the time banned him, Facebook banned him, but actually he was trying to de-escalate the situation. He cannot be in control of everybody, what people do. But as it stands, I think the whole thing was a farce. The January 6th thing was actually set up from the inside, like an inside job, like a lot of things in the United States government, to make that situation worse than what it was. So you've seen them storming. There was literally cops allowing them in. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, do whatever you want. And then that footage was released where that shaman, that QAnon shaman, was basically allowed in. So what the fuck is going on here? That there are my questions. Donald Trump tried to de-escalate it, but at the same time, it was being facilitated by the authorities. But they banned Trump. Think about that. Come on, like. Let's see what else is trending. We'll go back to the homepage. Here we go. Have to be careful what I show here. Well, there's no nudity there. It's just a lady. So from my boy Mario, Justin Epstein, like sex ring spy trap uncovered in the US, 6 high-end brothels in DC and Boston believed to be a honeypot run for Russia, Chinese, or Israeli intelligence has been raided. Wow. So this was 13 hours ago. According to experts, it was used as a trap and blackmail politicians and government officials. It bears similarities to Epstein's honeypot operation, which allegedly trafficked minors to world leaders for blackmail, influence, trading information at a level that is highly serious and dangerous. Source: Daily Mail, Rolling Stone. So there you like, if the Rolling Stone are talking about it, that's pretty crazy, man. So I want to give you my opinion on this here too, right? So, other organizations set up to catch politicians in compromised situations. So what you need to know is that's a massive story. So this is another brothel that's been found in DC. So you need to know this. There is other people like Jeffrey Epstein that operate for intelligence agencies, that operate by themselves, for themselves, for their own game. And what they do is they open these brothels around the world. Some of them in like the Sound of Freedom type thing, where it's like a South American or an impoverished area, and they get politicians in that are speedos and grapists, and they compromise them with videotapes. So now they have them in the back pocket. Right now in South America, you have a massive war going on in Mexico, I believe, with the cartels. And one of the things that were released there, this isn't verified information, was that the cartels set up their own brothels, and they done this type of thing to compromise officials in the United States so then they could bring their drugs into the United States of America. Apparently, this is one of the ways that they do it, these cartels. So you need to know this. There is more Jeffrey Epsteins, and they're probably at a higher level, and they're probably more wealthy. You need to know that. And there's going to be a lot more coming out in the future. So let me just share the screen. We'll do a couple of more stories. We've got my boy here, Dom Leclerc. I have photos of the alien that was rumored to be in the Miami Mall. I think I know why the police don't have any paperwork on them. yeah, Dom. Yeah. So actually, what I'll do is, right. So we're going to talk. I want to talk about the aliens in Miami Mall. So let's get this up, right. Rumors of shadow. So we go. So where's this from? This is ABC News Miami. So this is pretty crazy. This story's pretty crazy here, right? So rumors of shadow aliens at Bayside Marketplace go viral after large fight among teens creates chaos. So if you don't know, right, apparently aliens were seen in a mall, and it wasn't like a suit or anything. So Miami, a large brawl between teenagers caused chaos at Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami on Monday night. However, social media users claim that what ensued then was something much more extraterrestrial. Is this another psychological operation used by the government? Probably. Let me just get rid of this. These pop-ups. As the fight drew a heavy police presence to the area that evening, rumors quickly spread around Twitter and other social media platforms suggesting that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 foot tall shadow aliens. According to an amateur video posted online, there are moments when a big creature could be seen in plain sight standing in front of the entrance of the shopping mall, causing many online conspiracists to post their take on exactly what happened on Monday night. And of course, the memes came flooding in as well. So is this, I don't know if the rumors about the aliens at the Miami Mall are real, but I don't know if I've ever seen this many police in one place. So this is a bit of a fiddle. Right, so I can say this straight now. There is at least, there's about 100 cop cars there, and that isn't for teens. They aren't there for teens.
Llama a todas las unidades de la ciudad de Miami.
Look at that. Look at that. Take a screenshot of that if you can, if you want to. Like, that isn't, they're not just there for a couple of teens having a riot. They're there for something else. That's like a 9/11 or something.
Esto es en Bayside ahora.
Right, so enough of that. Can be while they're watching all of that. I don't know if the rumors about the aliens at the Miami are real, but I don't know if I've ever seen this many police. One ex user posted, everybody have cell phones, but nobody have an up close video of an 8 to 10 foot alien in Miami. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all the memes here. Like, come on, this is supposed to be a news organization here. CBS News Miami has reached out to the City of Miami Police for official comment about the conspiracy and rumors. Officer Michael Vega reiterated the circumstances regarding the altercation between 50 juveniles, adding there were no aliens, UFOs, or ETs. No airports were closed. No power outages, followed by face palm emoji. On Friday, the phrase Miami Mall and aliens in Miami have been among the top 10 searches on Twitter's trending tab, and Google News has even so do you know what, right? I'm not going to read any more of this here, right? I want to give you my opinion on this, right? So this is the last thing we're going to speak about, right? So I think that it's not a coincidence that this is trending on X at the same time that the Jeffrey Epstein stuff is trending on X. It's like, who are the people that's more at risk at really exposing the Jeffrey Epstein thing? Who are the people that the governments would fear taking great offense to the Jeffrey Epstein situation? And that's the younger crowd. And there's a lot of young people talking about this alien stuff. And it's like, was this organized and orchestrated to trend on X, knowing how to work the X algorithms to make people, some people, the younger generation, look away from the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and it's just the oldies like me that are talking about it? And because if you go onto Twitter or if you go onto like TikTok and stuff, it was all about the aliens. It wasn't about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. There was a few people that were older, like the older generation, like me, talking about, like 36, from 30s to 50s, speaking about it. But when it came to like the teenagers, they're all speaking about the Miami thing. So my question is, was this set up as a sort of like a shotgun type reaction, knee-jerk reaction to take everybody away from the younger generation away from the Jeffrey Epstein stuff? So they're talking about the alien stuff, so the Jeffrey Epstein stuff doesn't get the full traction that it needs, because it's got a lot of traction, but it's got about 80% of the reaction of the online users, but it could have got 100% if it wasn't for this alien thing. So was this set up like sort of like a psyop, an operation to distract the youth away from what's really going on? I don't know. You make your own mind up on that. I think we'll leave that for today. That's 38 minutes of crazy news. And remember, guys, if you like the video, smash the like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button. And the only toll you have to pay for this channel is subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And share, guys, share, copy link to clipboard, make a little social media post, send to your friend on Facebook or WhatsApp Messenger. If you're watching this on any other platform other than YouTube, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe at Holden Official 1, all lowercase. You can find all the relevant links in the descriptions or wherever this is posted. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Peace.